Right, we're live.
Hello, hello.
Hello. Thank
Hello.
you. Thank you for doing your hair for us. It looks very clean.
Thanks. You're very welcome. You wouldn't have liked it how it came out earlier, so I thought I may as well make an effort.
I think for me to actually notice that it's clean shows how much of a state I usually see you in, doesn't it?
I was just going to say, I don't really know. That's definitely not a compliment. Yeah, I clearly don't make much of an effort for you at work, so apologies.
Well, you've normally just come straight from gym, so it's never going to be pretty, is it?
No, no, no. So
But
there you go.
having
This is what
said
fresh
that,
hair looks like.
though, saying that you normally come straight from the gym, technically, what you've done today is a bit harder than the gym, isn't it?
Very true. Very, very
Do you want,
true.
you want to tell anyone that might be watching or listening what you've been up to today?
Popped my High Rocks virginity today. It was
You
amazing.
said that
So obviously
really
we had one
weird.
booked ages ago. I was trying to think. I was going to say cherry.
That would have been
Yeah, we
better,
had one
just so you
booked.
know.
Yeah, no. We booked one, didn't we, ages ago, and I got injured before. So this was
Yeah.
the first time I was like, I'm going to give it another go. So me and Nye from the gym did pro doubles today. So straight in at the deep end, and I absolutely loved it.
And
Absolutely loved it. It's
that's,
definitely been my favourite comp.
you don't like running either, so if you've loved it
I
despite that, then that is
hate
good, isn't it?
running. I hate running with a passion. Just very, very short legs, very long arms. Um, so yeah, it doesn't bode well when you're trying to be fast.
Why do you hate
But
running?
I've
Just
just always
because of your
hated
short
running,
legs?
just because of my short legs. It's always been my weakness, and I know they always say work on your weakness, but every single time I try and do it, something goes wrong. I get tendonitis or plantar fasciitis, or my Achilles go, or I roll my ankle. And last time I had what was it called, a ganglion in my ankle, when I started to try and train for that, I was like, it's just not going to happen. So I gave up. So I do the odd bit on the treadmill, but like 400 or 500 meters max. So I just said to now when I got there, I was like, I'm just going to enjoy it. Don't care how fast we are, and we'll see where it goes. The fact I could do it without stopping was probably the proudest thing I've done.
You were
But no,
always going to do
absolutely
that
loved it.
without stopping.
Well, yeah, you flick a switch, don't you, in competition mode?
Yeah,
But yeah, we were the second in our age category, so not bad.
that's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, not bad at all. We've got a few firsts. You can definitely tell what we train all the time. Flew through it.
Yeah, like sled push, I assume we're pretty good.
No,
Is it not?
sled pull for me, wall balls, lunges, farmer's carry. I think we
How
came
did you do the
first
wall
in
balls at the end?
just 2 sets of 25.
Oh, is that what you did? 25, 25, 25,
Yeah.
25.
Yeah, we absolutely flew through it. So we ended up overtaking people in those bits that were way fitter than we were. But because obviously we did those bits in the middle, it managed to carry us through and put us in a good position. So yeah, we were buzzing.
So people with a base of CrossFit beat people with a base of running in the. I love
How
that.
do you know?
Nah,
I don't know what their backgrounds were.
well, yeah, if they're fucking about with wall balls, they're not CrossFitters, are they?
Oh, maybe. I don't.
Nah, I remember from project days when Nai used to train there, she was so good at wall balls. She always used
Oh,
to be
but
like really good at them.
she's insane. She's so honestly,
Yeah.
she's so good. So good. So yeah, it was really, really good to train with her, and like her weaknesses were my strengths. Not that she has many. But like like anything that's more upper body focus is more me, and anything that's more legs is her. So we worked well together. And then the runs we were pretty consistent. And we don't like to talk, which is an absolute bonus for me.
Who the fuck
When
talks
people
on an IROX?
well, I know, just training in general. I just like when you go on a run and I'm like, I can't breathe and talk at the same time doing something I hate. So apart from you okay? Yeah, you're gonna go first. Is that all right? Yeah. That was probably about all we said in the hour and 13 or whatever it was it took us.
That's all you need to say, innit? People that talk when they're working out aren't working out right.
Well, yeah, no, I would have died if I'd have done that. Would 100% died. But no, loved it. It was very, very good. Sporting our new
I was
Defiant
going to
Co
ask.
gear.
Yeah. And how did they do? Was it supportive enough? No
They
tits
were
fell out?
amazing. They were
Good.
amazing.
I
It's
thought, when you said we're both going to wear new bras, obviously nobody's wore them yet. And I always think, the first time I'm like, Yeah. Not that it ever would, but you just think, you know what I mean? If they just spring open and, you know, just as
Oh,
photographers
no, I
coming
would have
past or
never thought
something.
that. Plus, I stress tested the sample round, so I was pretty confident about these. They were very flattering, didn't move, didn't show massive amounts of minging sweat, kept everything in place, and were gorgeous. So yeah, very, very, very pleased. And I loved hers. So yeah, we were
Good.
over the moon. Our matchy outfits.
Well, we've shifted the first bras today to Gracious in our VIP club. She's bought a couple ready for him. She's bought the
Amazing.
blue one, so I don't know if that was from you sporting it. I don't know if you saw anything of that, but she wanted the blue one and the white one. So,
Lovely.
and then the two-piece, which is the other thing that we've like done what would you call it, a soft launch? Because we've just launched it to our VIP customers. And
Kind of.
I think
Yeah.
what have we
It's gone down
done?
pretty well.
Well, yeah, pretty much all VIPs have had one, more or less, haven't they?
Yeah. And then bought
And they're
more since
really
having
buzzing with
receiving
them.
it.
Yeah, that's been cool. So yeah, well, I guess like I've restocked everything as well online, so only the new products aren't on yet. So like all our alternative hoodies are back on. Shorts, men's shorts have been flying out today. So, and I like that because it means people must have had the stock notifications turned on, which is cool.
Yeah.
Because it's a feature that you have on your website and you have it because you should, but then when you see it actually work, it's pretty cool, isn't it?
Makes you feel happy. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Oh, buzzing. Yeah, we've got a busy few weeks, haven't we?
We have, but you've had a good day, so and I'm proud of you as well because I know running isn't your forte. So well done for getting stuck in. And I've signed you up to one now. Where's she gone? Have I gone? Let's see who's gone. It's definitely her that's fucking gone. What happened then? You fucking dial up. She's back, but she ain't fucking, you can't hear her out.
Oh,
Good this, innit?
hello.
What's happening?
I don't know. What did you do?
I didn't do anything. It was you.
Okay. All right.
It was because
Sorry, what have I missed?
I went on YouTube to check if it were me or you, and it was you. And I've got an echo now, so what are you doing? Are you playing it somewhere? Is it somewhere in the background?
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
Oh, that were good.
What did you say?
No, I was just like, what the fuck's happening?
I don't know. I wasn't there. But I can't remember what you said before. I've got a busy few weeks.
Whoever's two viewers were, they fucked up, and also they were clearly just here to see you.
Yeah. Well,
Which I can live with. Well, I'd hope so.
So what did you say? The last thing I said was we've got a busy few weeks.
We have, very busy. And I just said that I'd signed you up for another IROX, but it's like a mini, it's a sim, so the run isn't as high, so you should enjoy that.
What is the run?
600. It's a long 600 though.
Oh.
Which always makes me laugh because tell me how much it is, you know what I mean? We always say that at project. I was like, it's a long 600. Just tell us what it is. Like, what is it? Is it 8? Is it 7?
1K.
Is it 605? No, it's about, I reckon it's about 650. It's closer to 7 by the time you've run in and out of the gym. But the reason we're doing that is to support project. They're raising money for Ashgate Hospice. They always raise money for that because I think like they looked after some of Fletcher's family and so I think it's a charity close to her heart. And as with most people at the moment, like a lot of charities are struggling, and the ones that actually, you have experience of doing good work, not the like sort of multi-global charities that you're not really sure where the money's going. Like, we all know someone that's been at Ashgate Hospice. We've OT, like I've done some stuff with work to go and support them, and and you just see the work they do. And I think like for charities like that to be struggling because of the economy and because of the cost of everything going up, you want to do what you can. So projects like seeing their post on Instagram a couple of days ago have acted fast to get a Hyrox in at the gym. 7th of November, 8th, 9th of November, whatever that Sunday is around then. Everyone's welcome. You can find the link on their page. And it's Hyrox sim. So you do pretty much, it's full Hyrox other than the run. Everything else is pretty much as it is. And we're going to go down with Defiant, donate some of the take. And so I said, let's enter as a Defiant team. So you can find your newfound abilities in Hierarchs and you can come and hammer me. And then you can say, oh, you think only CrossFitters are fit? And I don't do it anymore. So then you can say that to me, can't you?
Yeah, I can.
I'll get ready then. You know, like 5 a.m. Squat Club always say hi, and they're always here. Every podcast, they're very good fan. All the way from Canada, we have fans in Canada.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Very good.
So, talking about our busy few weeks, then. So, well, it's just been busy. I feel like for me, you know, ever since the EC and then Coaches Congress, my workload has increased exponentially, and every time I do a bit more, I do a bit more, and I don't even know how I'm coping right now, to be honest. But that's how I thrive. That's when I'm at my absolute optimum in terms of work. You know, when I don't know I'm going to get it all done, it motivates me to do it. But it just shows that, I don't know, we talked about it on the last podcast, didn't we, about when we reviewed the EC, like what it can do for you when you hear messages at the right time. But I don't know what's happened to me at the moment. I'm just like, I'm so excited for the future, and I'm so like motivated to like just, I don't know, just push. I'm doing stuff that I don't normally do. You know, like, you know, I think it's like pushy, but it's sales at the end of the day. You know, like going out, trying to find more customers, talking to people when I wouldn't normally, chasing people when they haven't replied. And it's all that stuff that I've never done in the past. Not because I haven't got the confidence and all that, but because I physically don't like it. So it makes me uncomfortable to think that I'm doing that to someone. But yeah, the fact that since I've been doing that, I've found that people want me to. So a lot of people that run gyms, obviously, yeah. But a lot of people that run gyms and run busy businesses, it's not that they don't want what you're doing. It's that they're so busy. It's not like I'm a dodgy car salesman or I'm ringing someone with a service they might want. Everybody needs what we do on Defiant Print in the area that we're within. Whether they use us or not, it's a different story, but everybody needs it. You know what I mean? They all want the members in merch. They all want bits and bobs for the gym. So what I found is a lot of them are saying, sorry, I'm so busy with this, and this. Please keep chasing me. And I'm like, yeah. And literally so many of them have said that. And then they are dropping over the line here and there. And, you know, we've got like 7 customers on our platform now, which is amazing. And yeah, I'm feeling really motivated about it all at the moment. It's really good. And that's good because I'm going to need it coming towards the end of the year. We've got a lot to do. But before that, we've got Rogue.
We have. That was fun the other day, getting all that out.
Yeah, so for context here, is anyone watching? I wonder if you've seen Friends when Monica opens up wedding presents. So, like, basically, Tori knew exactly what were in every one of these boxes, but had to open them all and get every single, and I'm talking every single thing out of every single box. And we're talking, in fact, I've got it here. We are talking a total of, I haven't got the actual total of items, but it must have been 500-600 things. And she's got every single one out. Yeah, it did. It still does when I go downstairs. I've got no living room. I've got no kitchen. She just swans off back to her palace and leaves.
It's not exactly a palace, but okay.
Leaves peasant with his fucking house full of shit. And it's just funny because like we got it all out, and then that's when I start to think in it, and I'm like, oh, this ain't gonna work. So then I start saying that to you, but you're in like, it'll be fine mode, and I'm like, yeah, it's easy for you to say, it's not your house. And then it gets a bit touchy.
It was fine though. It was fine though.
Is it?
Yeah. It needed doing.
You're not looking at boxes while you're eating your cereal.
Well, you would have had to have done that either way, whether they were packed or unpacked.
Yeah, it's just trying to figure out how to get it all there now. Because what became very apparent was last year we had a lot of stress with it, didn't we? Because none of the boxes for Rogue arrived until the day me, you, and Rach left, and then some arrived the next day when Donna was at my house and she left. So we had no time to worry about how it went. We just had to take what we could,
get as much as we could over,
and it fit. But now, because it's all here before, we've got to decide what we take and what little bits we leave behind. And that's difficult because we know that last time there was a broad range of things that sold. It wasn't just as if it was. So yeah, I've got a few helpers from Project that are going up that have said they'll take a few boxes, so that's pretty cool. But
That's
we just got to figure out the best way. And as we've discussed in the past, I'm quite good at problem solving. If there's a good solution, I find it. If there is no good solution, I am basically like redundant.
You're useless.
My brain just doesn't work, does it?
It's when you look at a pile of stuff, you end up needing direction for the first bit and like, just do that.
Yeah, I just need, like, if there's a good way, I can find it. But if there's no good way, I can't do it. It's like a freeze and the computer crashes.
You do
and I'm
freeze.
Like,
this is where we work well together. I'll just start. So then when we start, granted whether it not be the best way, but if you don't have the way, we could spend an hour and a half scratching our heads going, oh, well, what if? And time is way too precious. We have to do something. So at least we now know where everything is. And we built the other friend's one is, when he builds that like box fortress.
Yeah.
It comes out with that headscarf on or whatever. I felt like that with me.
Yeah, it's me now. That's what I do at dinner time. I go down for a break, get me fork, make some tea. Yeah.
Well, whatever works for you.
Yeah. So, right. So today's topic.
Mm-hmm.
So today's topic is, it was going to be more good days, but we've done that before and I didn't realise. So I changed it last minute to being selfish.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's an interesting topic. And the reason I say that is because I think that, well, I'm happy for you to chip in as well, obviously, because otherwise it'd just be one way and it won't really work. But what I think about it is, the reason I thought it was quite prominent was that, when you're so into something, whether that be the gym or work, or, there's things that are positive for you. It's like, right, hang on. I've got a question. Can you tell me a little about the mission of this show? So, in essence, before we get onto the topic, I'll tell you what it was. I just kind of wanted to do it. I wanted to have I don't know. I consume a lot of information, a lot of podcasts, and I like them. And I like talking to people, and I like talking about myself, and I like talking in general. So I said to Tori, can we do one? It started with just me and you, didn't it? Like, to give updates on the Defiant Co. So if you're familiar with the brand in its entirety, the Defiant show is born out of the Defiant Co., which is a clothing brand in the functional fitness space. We're soon to be doing some stuff with Train Sentinel and Taylor. So I'm sure you'll know them guys. And then out of that, the Defiant Print Services was born, which now creates gyms, merch, 60 or 70 gyms currently users. We're just developing an online platform that people can come and help us on there. And then out of that, we've got a functional fitness competition called the Defiant Games. So we're like, right, we've got a fitness comp, we've got a fitness printer, we've got a fitness brand. Let's have a fitness podcast. And the podcast is loosely linked to fitness. It's just kind of what's happening in the Defiant sphere. And then when we started doing it, I enjoyed it. Tori didn't. So she used it as a development opportunity, I think. And then
something along those lines.
Yeah. And then from there, I've realized that people do want to come on and have a chat. And I'm using it predominantly like to speak to CrossFit affiliate owners, which is cool. But then anyone in the space that's interested. So yeah, it'll always like loosely be linked to fitness. But as with anything, when you have good conversations with good people, they can go anywhere. So what me and Tori try and do on our shows is give a little bit of insight into the business as well. So it's honest, it's real. Like everyone shows the highlight reels. We talk about problems we have in business. We don't just make out it's all rosy. And we give insights into what we're doing to address those problems and in the moment and other bits and bobs. So we just try and be as real as possible. Hence the be real, be authentic, be defiant. So I think that's what covers it.
Yeah, I think so, definitely. Like you say, it always linkly oh dear, this is going to be a struggle, isn't it? Loosely links to fitness, but what we think makes us better. And we like talking about that. So what we learn, what we hear, what we think would benefit other people, interesting conversations we've had with people this week, that it's just always good to have a bit of like, I don't know, highlight real time, a bit of time on actually discussing that more in depth. And we're very good at that. We like a chat, don't we? Yes, you are right. I don't like it on the podcast. I like it more when, I don't know, we're having a sandwich, but we are where we are. You wanted your platform and here we are.
Yeah. And, it's been widely publicised that there's a podcast about when you talk more, which is very offensive.
Because I'm
Yeah.
not on as much. That's what it is.
Well, once every 2 weeks we pin you down, don't we? That's when we get you.
Roughly. Yeah.
Yeah. So there we go. So this topic we've decided is being selfish, and the reason I wanted to discuss that was because I think that it's a phrase. Would you say a phrase or a word that I think has lost meaning? Many words today have lost meaning, haven't they? We know that. You only have to look in the press to know that words have no meaning whatsoever. People who weaponize them, use them incorrectly, and then they kind of lose their meaning. And I think that being selfish as a phrase has lost its meaning because people don't seem to understand what it means. So I'm going to tell you, do you want me to tell you what the actual definition of being selfish is?
Go on then.
So the actual definition of being selfish means acting primarily in your own interest without considering or caring how it affects others. It's when your actions are driven by me first thinking, protecting your comfort, gain, or convenience at the expense of someone else's needs or fairness. So basically, being selfish is fueled by disregard or indifference to others. Now, the reason I think that that's lost its meaning is that, say you don't want to go out for dinner with someone because you want to go to the gym. They might call you selfish because you want to go to the gym. And it's not selfish because you're not hurting anyone. You're just doing something that makes you better. And I think that's where the word's lost its meaning. And the irony of that for me as well is, if I say to you, come for dinner with me, and you're like, no, I'm going to the gym. And I say, oh, that's selfish. I wanted you to see me. By my very definition of selfish, I'm being selfish because I think that you should do what I want you to do, not what you want to do. And people don't see it. And that's what I mean by it's lost its meaning. And I think both of us maybe in the last sort of 2.5 years have gone on different journeys. But what some might perceive as selfish, I've stopped going out and doing what I always used to do with all my mates. Don't see people as much because, and I've factored that. That's come back in again, but I think the reason this is so prominent to me is because I'm about to be very selfish again, but selfish by the term of what people perceive as selfish as opposed to the actual definition, because in what I'm going to do, I'm not going to hurt anyone. All I'm going to do is work my bollocks off, see no one, have no money, live in a cave, train, and try and build a business that I can be proud of. But you know what I mean? And I think that's where there's massive misconceptions. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Very much so. And I like the gym analogy. That's a big one for me, especially since having a little one. We would use babysitters to go to the gym. So they'd be like, oh, what's it for? And I said, I'll go to the gym. We are very lucky that our both parents are very much on board with the fact that the gym is such a high priority of ours. But like you said, I'm not putting him, I'm asking his grandma and granddad to look after him. It's not like I'm, saying sit there and watch, I don't know, an iPad in the cold or anything. Like it is literally, he's going to go and have fun and I'm going to do what is right by me. But for so many reasons that, there's a few times due to I don't know, injury, I've had problems with my back over the years where I haven't gone to the gym for 2 or 3 days and it's got me to the point where I can't actually pick him up. And I even had a rest day or a slightly off day, ready for the competition this morning. And I honestly, I couldn't even put my socks on. So it is so important for me to be able to move just at a standard normal level. And I know it does sound crazy that, to train, your back hurts less, but it genuinely, hand on heart, and I've tried every which way to make sure that that's right. There are moves I can no longer do that do make it worse, but I know what doesn't. And by not doing it or standing on my feet for prolonged periods of time are the two bits. So severe inactivity and just stood upright, not doing any exercise are the two bits that do it. And then I end up being a terrible mother because I'm like, sorry, baby, I can't pick you up, or I'm gonna have to come down to you and I can't put your shoes on, can you put your shoes on? Just stupid little things. So it's not selfish because I'm not doing anything to the detriment of him. But it is selfish in the sense that, he's being looked after for me to do that. But as a byproduct, I end up being a better parent, more active parent, can do a lot more with him. So it's never done with any disregard to his feeling or his welfare or what he would want, because I want him to grow up with that around him, like 100% without question. So if anything, I'm teaching him what I believe to be the right way. Um, I'd be stupid not to. And I've been in the industry for what, 10 or 11 years. That if I don't show him that that is of vital importance, up there with working hard, being a nice person, all those bits, then if anything, I'm teaching him a very good lesson. Because the minute he is old enough to come to the gym, he will be in there with me,
Yeah.
100%. And he wants to. He wants to now. He's always asking me if he can come. So yeah, the minute he is old enough. But I love the fact that that's ingrained in him. So I don't think it's selfish. But like you say, if it's perceived to be selfish, then they don't understand. Is what
Yeah,
I
and
think.
it's another good example though as well. Like, like an outsider looking in.
Mm,
I don't know. I'm not saying I know that people say this, but you can imagine someone going, "Oh, that's selfish. She's going to the gym." But like, actually, just look at it, right? Say in this example you've used, grandparents get to see the grandkid gets to see grandparents, mum gets to make herself better, dad gets to make himself better, kid sees dad and mum working hard. Like, where's the downside? For me, those people that throw shit at stuff like that are either just, in that example, lazy fuckers that never go to gym so don't understand how important it is, or they're jealous that they've got no support network around them that can support that. And it comes from a bad place. I think when you call someone selfish, from an outside perspective, whatever that may be, then I don't know. It comes from a bad place. There's something wrong with your life and what you're doing if you're looking at other people and projecting what you believe to be something onto them and then judging them for it. It's it's
yeah.
it's pathetic, to be honest. Like, I hate it when people do that in any walk of life, but especially with stuff they really don't understand. And I'm quite passionate about that because I don't know. I think anybody that cares about you, I said this on a podcast last night because it just came up organically. In fact, it was with Sam, not last night.
Mm,
And anybody that cares about you, really cares about you, they don't mind you saying no to them. They don't call you
no.
selfish. Like, I use the example, my mum asked me to go for tea every week. Like, she wanted me to come this week. I haven't been for a couple of weeks, really. And I got a podcast Monday, Tuesday. Oh, I got podcast Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Got my politics meeting tomorrow. And then I've got a meeting at 5 p.m. on Friday with the Midlands Fitness Games buddies. So I'm out all week. But does that mean she's going to call me a dickhead and not invite me next week? Absolutely not. She'll invite me next
Mm.
week. I'll tell her I'm at Rogue all week. She'll be good again. And I might see her in about 3 months. But it's never like, but if that's a mate or an insecure person and they think that, they're punishing you for that, even if it's not to you, I think, yeah, they're just, I think, I don't know. And there's other things as well. Like, people like, don't even see that they're actually being selfish in how they act, and that's, I don't know. If you
I
if
think
you
there's a
think that you have a right to someone's time, then how do you
mm,
not see that that actually is selfish, isn't it? Thinking that you have a right for something.
I think there's a varying degree of it as well. So like we've said in the past, like I've absolutely loved, and obviously was part of the project for years, and I loved the fact that I could turn up at an allotted time, someone tell me what to do, and I got fitter and stronger because of it, and I absolutely loved it. But then when it meant that I was waking Oscar up to go to that class so that I wasn't late,
Mm,
that is when I then had to change, because if I was selfish, I could have carried on doing that. But the way that our home lives worked, it didn't work. So I had to change where I trained so that he didn't get a poke in the ribs going, I need you to get up now because I've got class.
mm,
Um, so I think there's a varying degree. And like I say, a lot of people won't ever see that um the whatever it is that you go through to get to the point that you still get to do what you want to do, but you're not doing it at the disregard of others, you're doing it with them in mind. You may have to change your plan, and you may have to not do the way that you wanted to do it, but you still do it with what's important for you. I think once you understand or decide what's important for you, you then consider, right, how does this work into everybody else, and still get what you want. Because if you are ambitious and you're driven and you do have things that you do want, yes, there's an element of selfishness in that, but I think it comes in waves. So, like, at some points, Oscar will need to be selfish for what he wants to do. Ed has to be selfish for what he wants to do. You have to be selfish for what you want to do. And the people around you, like you say, if they truly care, will make allowances for that and vice versa, but I wouldn't ever do anything that was at the detriment of others, because I'm you know, that's just not, I wouldn't ever do anything to the detriment of Oscar. So whatever I did, if he turned around and was like no or unhappy, I would stop within 2 seconds.
Mm.
That it's almost not in question. But with the things that I want to do and things I want to achieve, whether that be fitness, whether that be absolutely anything, then I'm doing that very much with him in mind. And obviously he's 4. He doesn't know what he doesn't want from, you know, the future. That's jobs as parents, is to show him the way, show him what's important, and you just feed on what they enjoy and what they don't. Like a prime example is we put him in after school club so that we could work more. He absolutely hates it, like hates it. And we've tried a few times and he still hates it, so we change it. So yes, it would be selfish that I would keep him in after school club, picking him up in tears. After that, I was like, no, I can't. Don't get me wrong, sometimes you do have to, but that gone from right that we're going to do that every week to it's not going to work. So we have to adapt, we have to change. So I think there's varying degrees of it. I think you just need to understand, and if you want something, I think you should go after it. And like you say, the people around you should understand that, and support you. So yeah, I agree. I do agree with what you said with Sam.
Yeah, and I think like I don't know, when people don't have a full picture, I think it's easy for them to say anything, isn't it? And I just think that selfish is just one of those people throw it about. Like I don't know, like I'm trying to think of examples. Like there's certain times where people are completely selfish and nobody even know, and that it can be detrimental. You know, when they want something so bad that they don't care if anyone else wants it or not, and they don't help people in any way. That's selfish. You know what I mean? Like going to the gym or prioritizing not going out and getting bladdered because you've got a busy day the next day and stuff like that. I don't know how that can be considered selfish. If someone doesn't do this, I guess this is my kind of take on it. If you ask someone to do something and they can't or won't because they're doing something that makes them better and it doesn't actually hurt you other than being butthurt that you got told no, then that is not selfish. If somebody is doing something that makes them better, that reason trumps anything for me. That is more important than anything. And I know that from someone who may have been perceived as selfish in the past, because I maybe was, but right now I'm prioritizing things that make me better. And if you want to call me selfish for that, then go and fuck yourself, because you don't understand, like, and it doesn't bother me in the slightest. And that I have a very hard line on stuff like that, you know. And I think that, you know, after me going into hibernation for a good while, I didn't lose anybody that I didn't want to lose. You know what I mean? Like people like Docs is a great example. He was like someone that I used to go out with all the time. And we're still good mates. We don't see each other as much. We still chat now and then. Every time one of us is going away, we see if the other's coming. We're like, when we're doing stuff, he didn't get all butter. He probably said some shit because he always does. But he didn't, like, you know what I mean? It didn't impact our relationship. And I think that's as long as people can see what you're doing. And if you care about someone enough to tell them, look, you might not see me for a little while. This is what I'm doing. This is the journey I'm on. And they think that's selfish, then they're not the right people for you to be around anyway, because they're not contributing to your long-term objective success and well-being, really, I guess.
No, definitely. And based on what you said at the very beginning of the podcast, sometimes when you decide what that looks like I say, you're true of what works for you and what that journey is, you tend to find things get better anyway. So once you've started, everything starts to improve. So yes, it may be selfish, but it's selfish for a purpose. There's a reason behind it. It's not just because you can't, you know, you don't want to see X or you don't want to do whatever it is. You know where you want to get to and you're willing to do anything to get it, and you want to bring people along the way. That as soon as you start making those, like I say, most people probably do it without even anyone noticing. But when it is noticeable, that's when it comes up to the scrutiny of that word. So yeah, I just think, you know, do what you want to do. People are going to talk anyway.
Yeah, fuck
regardless. So do what you want to do.
I just think it's funny. It just makes me laugh that I know I said it earlier, but I just want to reiterate it again. If you call someone selfish for not doing what you want them to do, you're the selfish one. And it's like, it's so obvious, isn't it? It's like, how can you it just blows my mind. Well, you won't do that. I want you to. You're selfish. What? Say that again, slowly.
Or
Yeah,
it's not normal.
interesting.
That's the other thing.
No.
If it's not
Oh,
normal.
not normal. Yeah, good. I hope it isn't normal.
Yeah, that's ditto. I don't want to do normal. I've done normal for so long. I'm excited. I'm excited.
So,
Just like you say.
because I know you've had a long day, we've got 2 more points of attention. Your first is your top. Well, one is your top tip, and one is my learn of the week, even though it's every fortnight. So, do you want to go first?
You please.
Why have you got to think of one?
Yeah.
Oh God, that means you're not going to listen to
I've
my
got-
learn, so you're not going to learn out.
I always learn. Go.
My learn of the week is you have got time. And what I mean by that is, right, people always think that they haven't got time. And when you say you haven't got time, you're basically making an excuse. I don't care. And I don't care if this ruffles some feathers. I don't care what you've got going on in your life. I don't care if you've got 20 kids. I don't care if you've got 50 jobs. I don't care if you've got a million assignments due. You have got time to do what you choose to do. Now, sometimes it can be difficult. Sometimes it can be hard. But if you don't make time, that is very different to not having time. Everybody's got time. If you tell me you haven't got time to do something, I'm going to ask you everything you did in that day and find 10 things that you didn't have to do. So prioritizing things is important. And the reason I'm saying that with such, not venom, everything seems to come out of venom. I'm passionate and it comes out of venom.
It's very passionate.
But I'm literally gone from doing what I thought was the most I could possibly do to doing even more. And people will say to me, well, you ain't got kids, you ain't got this, you ain't got that. No, but I still believed I was working at my maximum capacity. And I've somehow found another 40% from somewhere because I needed to. And I'm still able to train. I'm still, granted, I'm getting up at 12 o'clock, but I just think that you have got time and you're just not making it. So stop saying you haven't got time. I've tried to do that a lot. Like if ever I find myself saying it anyway, I always hate it. Oh, I ain't got, I'm like, here I have. I just don't want it. And I think that people hide behind not having time. And I don't know. I think you just out of time or you're out of excuses. That's my learn of the week. So stop saying you haven't got time. Because also one last thing on it, I guess also it's a negative thing to say because not only are you making an excuse, and it's much better to own something. If someone asks you want to do something, no, I don't actually. It's not for me. That's a way better honest answer than I ain't got time. Because I ain't got time can lead to an argument. But what I would say is like it makes you feel under pressure as well. If you're constantly going around telling people that you haven't got time, you're going to get yourself into a bit of a fucking pickle because you're like, shit, I haven't got fucking time. When actually, you have. You just didn't make time. And 2 very different things. And yeah, anyone that says, because I ain't got no responsibility, I ain't got that. I've come and walk a mile in my shoes, so I'm very well versed to tell you you've got time. That's my
I like that. There's always time if you want it. There is always time if you want it. So my top tip, to be fair, I had 2, but this one I'm just going to say, you know, the old saying, a problem shared is a problem halved. Is that the saying?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm not saying I had a problem, but just by talking, and granted, this is caveated with talking to the right people about said whatever that is. So if it's work, your example with politics and who you've put yourself in a room with, if you put yourself in a room full of people that are willing to listen, you really listen and almost solution it or help you solution it, sometimes just talking it through with someone who'll ask the right questions is immense. So putting yourself in the right rooms for the right problems or the right challenges or whatever it may be. And I've had a few of those this week. I went out last weekend with a friend of my sister and we were just talking about a couple of bits and pieces. I thought, God, I've not said that out loud. And then as I was saying it, it started to make more sense. And I was like, that's what I need to do. So then following into the following week, what I'd come up with by actually voicing those things rather than just saying, yeah, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Like they're not going to want to hear it. Then that's, you know, come or formed a solution this week, which I've then put myself in a different group and said, right, this is my plan. What do you think? And then that problem is just slowly no longer becoming a problem. it's actually ended up becoming a real positive with what something I thought was a problem. So yeah, a problem shared is a problem halved. I quite liked that as a topic. So talk about it, but talk about it to the right people. Because if you get the wrong people, you just end up getting frustrated. So I think if you find the right people, then talk about it. I think it helps, even if it's just to formulate it out of your head and out of your mouth, out of your head. Sometimes that can help on its own, but sometimes just saying, what would you do, or what do you think? Even if you get 2 or 3 opinions, it can just help, like a jigsaw piece. That's how I felt it this week.
I like
So that
it.
was my top tip.
I like it, and I think that end bit's quite prominent or quite important. A problem shared is a problem halved if you're in the right room. A problem shared in the wrong room is a problem quad fucking rupled. So be very careful who's in your room when you're sharing your problems.
Absolutely.
Cool.
And it wasn't yeah, I agree. I do agree massively. But yeah, find the right people for the right thing.
Let you go then.
Thanks. I can't wait.
Go and get your head down.
So tired. But I appreciate you doing it a bit earlier for me. Oh, sorry, I wasn't ready.
You weren't. Right. See you in 2 weeks. Stay on for a sec. Don't chin me. Bye.
Oh.